If you want to shine like sun, then first burn yourself like sun. This is RJ Ojasav from SDV FM, and today we are going to talk about a personality who doesn't need an introduction, cause he himself is an introduction to many missions and organizations. Today we are going to talk about one and only former president of our country, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The legend was born in Rameshwaram in Tamil Muslim family. His father used to sail boat in Rameshwaram for Hindu tourists, and his mother was a homemaker. Their house was small, but the family was big. There were 4 brothers and 1 sister, and Kalam Sahab was the youngest among them. To add his contribution to family's income at the young age of 10 years, he started selling newspaper. But there was a big purpose behind this. Before selling, he used to read the newspaper, and in this way, he acquired a lot of knowledge. When he was in grade 5th, he used to sit on the first bench with his best friend Ramananda Shastri, who belonged to a Brahman family. A new teacher arrived in the school, and he became furious on seeing a Brahman child sitting with a Muslim. He changed seat of APJ Abdul Kalam and sent him to the last bench. What do you think? Would this last bench have stopped him from being a successful man? Never. He believed that small aim is a crime. Have a great aim. Later, he took admission in Madras Institute of Technology for Aeronautical Engineering, where he was given an assignment. He completed the assignment and showed it to the professor, but the professor didn't find it up to the mark and asked him to recreate it. Kalam Saab asked for a time of 1 month, but the professor gave just 3 days and warned him that if he won't be able to complete the project, then his scholarship would be finished. Kalam Sahab burnt midnight oil, and after 3 days he showed the assignment to the professor. The professor was quite surprised because Kalam Sahab had turned impossible into possible, and the reason behind this was the fear of losing scholarship. After completing his studies, his dream was to join Indian Air Force, and he appeared in the exam for same. Out of 30, top 8 candidates were to be selected, and guess what his rank was? His rank was 9th. By just 1 rank, he couldn't clear the Indian Air Force exam. After not being selected for Indian Air Force, in 1958, he joined DRDO. Later, he was promoted to work under Vikram Sarabhai. His first mission was India's first rocket flight. The rocket was to be launched from Thumba Gaon in Kerala, but there was no workshop where the rocket could be created. There was a church in the village which was converted into a workshop, and the bishop's room was turned into the office. Finally, the rocket was ready, but there was no transport facility in the village. The rocket was then disassembled into parts and carried to the launch station on cycle and bullock carts. Finally, on 21st November 1963, the rocket was launched. We all call him the missile man of the country. But do you know that the incident because of which he is called so was not a success? Rather, it was a big failure. In 1969, when he was the project director of India's first satellite launch vehicle project, SALV, after 10 years of hard work, the rocket was ready. But in between, in 1976, his father died at the age of 102. But he didn't let himself down, and on August 1979, finally the rocket was launched. But due to a technical error in second stage, the mission failed. After 1 year of this failure, he developed SLV-3, and on 18th July 1980, satellite Rohini was launched with the help of this rocket. He had been awarded with Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan and Bharat Ratna. The mission for which he was awarded with Bharat Ratna was Pokhran 2. You all must have watched the movie Parmanu, the story of Pokhran, which is an inspiring movie based on this true incident. Kalam Saab was the project chief coordinator in Pokhran 2 mission, and even after getting warnings from America and Japan, he and his team successfully completed the mission. On 25th July 2002, he was elected as 11th President of India. He wanted people to recognize him as a teacher above the president and scientist, as teaching was his passion. On 27th July 2015, he died of heart attack while teaching students in Meghalaya. Even today, we remember the legend and the 3 visions he had for India and its development. On 27th July, India had actually lost a diamond. To know more stories about successful people, keep listening to SDV FM.